There's a lot of SMGs in Warzone, but what 10 are the best? That is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I did just post assault rifles if you're interested in that, so go ahead and check out my page. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on SMGs. Let's get into it. Subscribe if you want. Let's go. By far one of the best SMGs right now in the entire game is the Cold War MP5. Now, this thing is just crazy good. I love this thing. It's my favorite SMG personally. It just feels amazing at the moment. The agency suppressor is the first attachment to help increase the accuracy and range, and then we want to use the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Raider stock, the Serpent Wrap, all to increase the mobility, and then we have the 50 round drum. Now the secret to this weapon is not using a barrel. Honestly, don't use a barrel. It's so much better without a barrel. Just don't stick a barrel on and you're good to go. This thing is insane. Alright, next up is the Sten. The Sten is another SMG with incredible mobility. This thing's mobility is very quick, and you guys will not be disappointed if you use this thing, especially on Rebirth. This thing is just so quick, and the time to kill is good as well. Now for this, we're going to be using the recoil booster to increase the fire rate, and then the rapid barrel to also increase the fire rate, and it also adds a bit of accuracy to the weapon. The slit reflector, and then we're going to be using the Guarain custom. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of this one, but this stock right here, it increases the accuracy of the weapon and also the movement speed when you are aiming down sight, which is great. We're then going to be using the strife angled underbarrel. This is just going to increase the accuracy of the weapon because it does have quite a bit of kick to it. It does have a bit of recoil, I'm not going to lie to you guys, so that's going to help a lot. 50 round magazine along with the subsonic ammo type to stay off the minimap whenever you shoot. Taped grip is going to make the mobility just insanely high, and then we're going to be using acrobatic and quick as well to make the mobility even quicker. This thing is just really quick. It's just amazing. Alright, a classic, the MP40 is next. This is just a classic, like I said. You know, it's one of those weapons that will always be good, and ever since it's been released, it's always been just a reliable SMG to use. So for this, we're going to be using the recoil booster and the short barrel. These are both going to increase the fire rate, and then this one is going to increase the limb damage and all that kind of stuff. We're then going to be using the last optic on the list for this one. This is my personal favorite optic for this weapon, but you can use any other one you like, such as the slit reflector. It's just personal preference. Remove stock to make the weapon nice and quick, and then we're going to be using the strife angled underbarrel again to make the accuracy just nice and accurate. 45 round magazine for the increase in recoil control, movement speed, ADS and fire rate, and then we're going to be using subsonic again with the taped grip again to make the mobility just insanely high. Literally the taped grip is going to be used on every single Vanguard SMG at the moment because it increases the stability, movement speed, the weapon swap quickness, and the sprint to fire speed. It does so much for the weapon. It's just a really good attachment. We're then going to be using momentum and then quick just to boost the mobility up even more, and that is the full class. This next one is a little bit of an underdog. The Modern Warfare Uzi is just a really nice weapon to use. The hipfire accuracy on this is insane. So for this, we're going to be using the monolithic suppressor, and then you guys are going to want to use the 5mm laser with the Merc foregrip to help increase the recoil control and the hipfire accuracy. The 50 round magazine, and then the no stock, and that is the full class. This thing has incredible hipfire accuracy, and it did get a buff a few updates ago, so it's actually, you know, it can compete against a lot of these other SMGs. The Lapper is next, which is just one of my favorite OG weapons. It's from Cold War, and it's just one of those weapons that I believe is so underrated, and it actually feels really nice. Now, it's nice and simple, 5 attachments. These are the attachments you guys are going to want to use. So we have the agency suppressor, which is going to help increase the accuracy. The rifled barrel increases the damage and the fire rate. The microflex LED is needed because the iron sights are super ugly on this weapon. And then the 50 round magazine, and then the Raider stock for the mobility. And that is the full class. Try it out. Another really underrated weapon is the CX9. This is a hipfire build, and it has one of the most accurate hipfires in the entire game. This thing just feels really nice, and the mobility is good, and the time to kill is actually really high as well. So you want to use the monolithic suppressor, the 5mm laser, the Merc foregrip. It's pretty much the same as the Uzi class, to be honest with you, and then this is it. So we've got the monolithic suppressor, 5mm laser, Merc 50, and then we've got the FR stock. Literally, like, it's the same class as the Uzi, but it feels so good. Right, back into just meta OP weapons, the Marco 5. You all know this is just OP. It's used by everyone. Literally, my nan could use this and drop a 30 bomb in Rebirth, easy. It's just so OP. So for this, you want to use the recoil booster, and then you want to use the 355mm barrel, which increases everything to do with mobility, ADS, movement speed, the aim walking movement speed, and the sprint fire speed. Stick it on. Slayer Reflector. Then we're going to be using the FR stock. We're then going to be using the strife angled underbarrel to make it nice and accurate. The 64 round magazine. Lengthened ammo type, or you can use subsonic to stay off the minimap whenever you shoot. It doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer. Taped grip to boost that mobility up nice and high, and then momentum and quick to finish it off. Alright, next up is the Mac 10. This actually has one of the highest mobilities in the entire game. It just feels great, especially on Rebirth. Simple class as well, because only nice 5 attachments. I much prefer these 5 attachment weapons. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, these are the 5 attachments you want to use. We've got the stock, we've got the laser for the mobility, 53 drum, and then we've got the barrel and the muzzle for the accuracy range. It's great. One of the fastest time to kill SMGs in the game is the Type 100, so I had to include it in today's video. This thing's time to kill is definitely just one of the fastest, and it feels great. So, recoil booster, rapid barrel for the fire rate. For the magazine, we're going to be using the 36 round magazine, which is the only thing I don't like about this weapon. Great time to kill, but only 36 bullets, which isn't the best, but it still is very, very good. You then want to use the subsonic ammo type. You then want to use the skeletal underbarrel for the mobility, Slayer Reflector, folding stock, the taped grip, acrobatic, and quick for the mobility. All of those attachments, the stock, the perks, the rear grip, the underbarrel, they're all going to increase the mobility, so make sure to stick them on. Final loadout in today's video is literally the ¡1 meta SMG right now, the Armaguara. This thing is insane. For this, you guys are going to want to use the recoil booster for the fire rate, and then the 350mm barrel, which makes it have insane damage, and it has less damage fall off at longer ranges, so it basically does more damage at longer ranges. Skeletal stock is going to help increase the mobility. We're then going to be using the compact underbarrel to increase the strafe speed, and then we're going to be using the 60 round magazine with the subsonic ammo type for rear grip, taped grip again for the mobility, and then we're going to be using a hard scope to make it more accurate, and then quick. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.